Good evening to all of you. I see a few of you have sent comments as good evening. There is also a very interesting comment that you are waiting for the classes as though it's the release of a new movie. Very interesting. I'm happy to see such a comment. It shows a lot of creativity. Before we begin, let me tell you that as the comments come in the chat box, I might miss out some of the questions which you ask. Suppose I have not answered your question, then please write the same comment when the video is released. Send me the comment in the comment box there. There I can spend a lot of time answering all your comments. Here, I might miss out. I'm fine. Thank you for asking. Good evening to all of you. And let us now begin the session for today. These open sessions are for interaction with you. They are not necessarily based on a single topic, unlike the special members sessions. The special members is a syllabus. I'm following that syllabus exactly to make you feel better. I'm happy that all of you are here, and when we say spoken English, we have to practice speaking. In the first spoken English open session, I had told you that you need to speak, you need to practice. We began with the practice of a festival. Then last class, number 2, in the last class, I told you what else you can practice. Today also, I will give you an idea of what you need to practice. But before that, let me see if there are any questions here, which I need to, I'm very happy if you like the lectures and from different parts of India and different parts of the world, wherever you're coming from, you're most welcome. If I can share whatever little I know with all of you, I feel really happy. Now let me see if you have anything. Okay, we have a student of the 11th class. Welcome to you. I'm really happy that you are a young student who has joined from a class where usually many of them are grown-ups. Your name is Mohsin Iqbal. Very nice. Mohsin Iqbal, welcome. I'm sure by writing comments, this I'm telling every one of you. You see, there is a crown next to Mohsin's name, and that is because the maximum number of comments you send gets you this reward from YouTube side. All these YouTube is doing. There is a question now. How can we focus and better our pronunciation? First, I would like you to watch good English pronunciation. If you want to know the rules of pronunciation, there are many videos. Right, almost a year back, I have prepared videos for beginners, for mid-level and advanced level pronunciation. Please watch those videos very slowly and pronounce each word with them. That way you improve your pronunciation. But not only by learning the rules, you have to listen now. When I speak to you, are you listening to only the meaning, or are you listening to the pronunciation also? Look at the word pronunciation. When we use it as a verb, we say pronounce. Spelling is the same. Pronunciation and pronounce, the first part is spelled exactly the same. But we don't say pronunciation. We say pronunciation. Therefore, unless we listen to this, we cannot improve. Therefore, every video, there are more than 300 videos now. Every video, if you listen to each word, to each pause, to each intonation, your pronunciation will become better. Vikas Singh has asked a question about, I would rather you ask it in English. Let me help you by saying, how to improve writing English. Please write that comment again in English. I'll be very happy if you do that. If you want to write good English, you have to practice every day. I have given you many videos on improving writing. Watch each video many times. Then watch the other videos and write about the video. You see a video with PowerPoint, listen carefully, remember, and write it down. Every day, if you write at least one page of a notebook, actual writing, not, keyboard, then your writing will improve. But I'll be very happy if you ask your question in English. Uh, now, how to keep continuity in speaking? This also is a very good question. How to keep continuity? Now, I have given you some videos on small talk. Small talk videos, if you watch, you will find how this can be done. Suppose we were having a small talk, you and I. Then you would ask me a question. Why did you start a YouTube channel? Then I'll tell you the answer. Your continuity. I started because 15 years, from 15 years, my videos are on YouTube, but not my channel. Some others are taking my lectures and putting them on YouTube for the last 15 years. And I was told that they have 20 million views, 30 million views, like that. So everybody has been asking me to start a YouTube channel. I didn't want to start. I said, no, not YouTube. But finally, last year, I started it. So now we have small talk. Then you ask a question. Somebody asked me, who is helping you? I prepare the video because I'm only a teacher. Then I have help from my family. My sister, my brother, they all help me. People love to talk about their family. So that is one way of continuing to talk. People like to talk about their profession. You can ask them questions. This way, if you continue, then your speaking becomes better. It's a very interesting question. How to speak better, how to continue. This continuity comes, suppose you don't have confidence now. Then what should you do? You should start speaking to yourself. You be the teacher, you be the student, or you be one friend and another friend. You be the father and the child, or you be two neighbors. Be two characters. And by being these two characters, you can carry out this kind of a conversation. You will find many conversation videos in those 300 videos which are there. You watch them and practice. The more you practice, you will find that continuity comes automatically. Your language flows. I told you that I learned English with a lot of difficulty. I could not speak English like this when I was a small child. When we went to school, at 4 or 5 years old, we were punished if we didn't speak English. That fear made you speak English. Then we started falling in love with English because it's a beautiful language. All languages are very beautiful. Every language we learn, every new language we learn is wonderful. I think I might have told you this story in one of the videos, I don't remember. We went to Kerala recently. I found that there is some people from Kerala today. One waiter who was serving us was speaking to someone on the telephone in German. I was impressed because I learned German at one time. I said, how are you speaking? You're a waiter in a small place. Then he says, I have learned 14 languages on my own. Can you imagine this young boy who has such a small job, a waiter's job? He knows 14 languages because many foreigners come there and he speaks to them in their own language. Now, you see how continuity is got? That is the way you have to learn. Now, pronunciation videos are useful. Yes, I know. I have prepared the videos so that they help you a lot. Yes, defendant, plaintiff, petitioner, judgment, decree, applicant. These are all words which we use in what we call a subject specific vocabulary. That is what I'm going to teach in the live session for special members on 12th. Those of you who can become, please become special members and watch that. Otherwise, you wait till the video comes to you. This is called subject specific vocabulary. Each subject has certain words which are used in that. I will give you detailed explanation. Just wait for a few days. Excellent comment. I'm very happy with that. Uh, we have Aisha from Sri Lanka. Very nice. Difficult to combine sentences while speaking. Please watch the video on types of sentence structures. Please watch the video on relative pronoun and also on conjunction. If you do this, you will find that you are able to overcome this problem. Unless we practice, speaking a foreign language becomes difficult. Speaking a second, third language becomes difficult unless we practice. So Aisha will practice by watching these videos, and then you will become better. You will find that you get excellent results from that. Now you have, I understand English, but I cannot speak. This comment comes to me from 2 lakhs of students. Not only you, but students in my physical classes. They would come and talk in Telugu, Hindi, Urdu, saying, I cannot talk to you in English because I don't know how to speak. Then each sentence, because they were in front of me and I could give them personal attention, I would tell them, this sentence now you try to translate into English. In this way, if you spend the first few weeks translating from your language into English and then speaking, it takes a long time. You think of a sentence, translate, and then speak. It doesn't have spontaneity. But this gives you a habit of trying to make your brain think in English, trying to make your mouth utter those ideas in English. If you continue to depend on your mother tongue, that is very bad because you should not do that. Complete dependence on another language does not help us to learn English. Therefore, first level, the basic, baby level, their 2 languages are very good. This is called as bilingual method. Bi means two, lingual means concerned with language. So 2 language method. But 2 language method for a week or 10 days. Then single language. If you can do that, you will benefit immensely. If you can speak for 2-3 minutes, that's wonderful. Ajit Singh ji, if you can speak for 2-3 minutes, that is an excellent beginning. Now, after this session is over today, what you should do is you should time yourself. Today, 10th, I have spoken for 2 minutes. Tomorrow, I will try to speak for 5 minutes. Again, you put the timer. And then you say, let me see how far I can speak. Think of an interesting topic. Think of a topic which really you are, very interested in, very involved. If you like sports, think of sports. If you like movies, think of movies. If you like your family, your surroundings, your house, think of that. If you like your job, think of that. If you are planning any vacation, think of that. Now, see, Next day, how much? If you put the stopwatch on your phone, you have something called stopwatch. If you go to the clock, last time I told you about the world clock. Now I'm telling you stopwatch. Put the stopwatch, start speaking. Look at a mirror or look at a camera. Then, when you have no more ideas, look at the stopwatch. How many minutes? Every day, try to improve at least 30 seconds to 1 minute. I'm sure by the time we have the next live session, let me announce that is on 17th of October. Live session for all viewers on 17th of October. There, you will be able to tell me that I have reached a level where I can speak at least for 6 to 8 minutes. I expect that from you. Now, what are the daily habits which you need? Okay, let me see. I have missed some. Let me just check those. We have what are some daily habits that help in learning English quickly? There are some videos already. Please watch those videos where I have told you the 5 steps for improving, 4 steps for improving. Those videos, if you watch, you will know exactly what you need to do. These habits, which I have mentioned in those videos, I'm not repeating here because the videos are already uploaded on the channel. I request all of you to search for these videos and watch them. Then practice. Watching is not enough. Watching is wonderful, but you need to practice. Now we have another question. Why is grammar important? Grammar is not important if you already know how to construct English. Grammar is only important when you are learning a new language because you are not familiar with the structure of the new language. But suppose you listen to English all the time, you don't really need grammar. Automatically, your ear gives you the right grammar, your eye gives you the right spelling. These happen with our natural learning of the language. So don't think that grammar is what teaches you English. People know excellent grammar, can't speak a word of English. Now, how can I join? Already I have put, I think, many videos how you can join. Go to the home page. There is a button called join. Once you press that, YouTube will tell you what to do. Now, please remember, if you have problems with the YouTube not showing whether you're a member or not, I can't help you because all this is monitored by YouTube. I have told you again and again that it is YouTube's suggestion which made me open the membership. I did not know anything about membership till YouTube said that on my channel, membership could be opened. Therefore, for special members, there's a fee. For primary members, there's a fee. For special members, we have some videos. These videos are for everybody. No fee is charged. It is absolutely free. All the 300 plus videos on the channel are all free. They are not for anybody. And these live sessions go into the column live. If you press, instead of pressing video on the home page, if you press live on the home page, you will find all the recordings from the first introductory live class to all the special member and the open live classes. You can watch the recorded version, but you can't interact with me. That is important. Now let us go to the next. Uh, why is it important to practice English with friends? Nothing is important or nothing is not important. Please remember, if you don't feel like practicing with friend, practice with yourself, practice with your family, practice with your teachers. The important thing is practice. Who you practice with, it doesn't really matter. Good evening to all of you who are joining now. Uh, Pronunciation, I have already answered, so that question I'm not taking anymore. Uh, English essay, there is a video. I think all of you need to spend one day reading the titles of the 300 videos. Then you will have an idea of what videos are already there. Please watch those videos. English movies help you a lot. English lectures help you a lot. All these are various ways in which you keep yourself open to English. Once you have this openness, once you come to English with that feeling that every occasion when I hear English is for me a learning experience, that will be very nice. Now, we have how to deal with and understand modal verbs. There is an entire video on modal auxiliary verbs that was posted almost a year back. You have to search for this. When you search, you will get the video immediately. There is a video on primary auxiliary verbs. There is a video on modal auxiliary verbs. There is also a video on how to use these, a separate video. If you watch these videos a few times, then start listening or reading, keeping in mind the modal auxiliaries and how they are used. When you read something, you find that can and could are used, must, should are used, then you try to keep that in mind. Oh, this is the way in which it is used. I have learned the rules from the video. Now I'm practicing with the real context. That is the best way to learn. That you learn the rule for your to keep at the back of your mind. But the real practice is when you listen and read. Uh, now, how can we learn to think in English? Again, video is there. All these questions which you are asking, you might be a new entrant to the channel. Please watch so that next time you come for the live, I don't have to repeat to you what videos are available. Once you see, now I'm going to others' questions and see what they are asking, so that next time when you see all the videos available, then you will be able, you'll be very comfortable. You will not have to ask me again and again. Now we have Debashish Pandey saying, I can write in English easily, though not much standard English, but when I go to speak it out, it seems to me like I couldn't find the exact word to be used. Their practice is important. I gave you the example of my own teaching. You remember in one of the sessions, I told you this, that although I knew excellent English, although I knew I could teach excellently, but the first time I went to a class, my mind was blank. It is not because I didn't know anything, it is because I didn't have practice. Today, for all of you who are learning English, I use a very simple language. But if I need to use a very high level of language when I'm going into academic conferences, just last month I had to go, where all were, professors, vice chancellors, etc. There I need to use a very sophisticated, high level English. How does this come? Because I have practiced for more than 45, now almost 46 years. So, in these 46 years, I have had practice. Now, you can at least practice for 46 days. Unless you practice, it doesn't improve. Therefore, you need to practice much more. Hesitation, fear, lack of confidence, all these come because we don't practice. But if you make grammatical mistakes, then don't get worried. Fluency comes first. I have given you videos called Easy English. First comes fluency, that we are able to speak the language continuously. Somebody asked today, continuity. Second comes accuracy. Once you are confident that you can speak fluently for half an hour, only then you have to work at correction of sentences. Correction, I have told you many times, is three levels. One is you feel that you have made a mistake. Second is you can spot your own mistake. And the third is where you can not only spot but correct your own mistake. This is what good English is. When you make a mistake, you say, "Oh, this is not correct. This is a place where I made a mistake." Now we have another, very interesting question. What is the difference between learning English for exams and for communication? Very good question. Because many of our students who are studying English in their schools and colleges are learning for the exam. After the exam is over, if you ask them anything, they don't know. They don't remember anything. But when you see their marks, you find, they have got 90, 95 out of 100 marks. They have learned the language, that is the knowledge they have, but they don't have the ability to use the language. Knowledge and using are two different things. We know, but we don't know how to use. So, communication is listening and speaking, reading and writing. Most of us can listen, but we might understand only 20-30%. We might understand 50% or 75%. We might understand 100%, but not able to speak any of those 100%. We can read very fluently because we learned the alphabet. Reading is not a problem. But by reading, can we understand? That is the next question. Reading, listening and reading are the foundational skills. Foundation, when we want to make a building, we have a foundation. So those are the foundational skills. Speaking and writing are the productive skills. They are the building. You can see it. When you speak or when you write, you are doing it with other people. And that is why we need to practice to become better in that. So, learning English for an exam is excellent. Sometimes the exam might be an oral exam also. That is also good. But please remember that in case you are only interested in book learning, that doesn't help. I get so many comments. Which book would you recommend? I don't recommend any book. Any book can help you. Every book can help you. What grammar or what vocabulary or what pronunciation I'm teaching is not available in one book. I'm putting my 47 years of experience into, preparing this video. I must have read thousands of books. So, which book I'm referring to, how much I'm borrowing from which book, what I have learned from my experience of teaching, I can't really tell you. Therefore, if you watch the videos, make your own notes in a book and revise it again and again, you will find that you are doing much better than a single book. Then I might have to tell you a list of books. Read 100 books, which nobody will read. I gave you a video where I gave description of 6 books. How many of you have read those 6 books? Please let me know. Then I will be able to tell you how we read, how much we read and how much we learn from it. Now let us go on to, we are getting the comments from the same person, one or two people. So I would like comments from all the others. There are close to 100 people now, but except for 4 or 5, the others are silent. That is not a very good thing for a live class. Then you watch the recorded video. I have recorded so many videos for you. If you are in a live class, please send your comment, even if it is a single sentence comment, even if it is not a question but a suggestion, a statement, or a sharing of your own experience. Now we have Shalini Sinha saying, how can I improve my vocabulary? Best way to improve your vocabulary is to listen and read, but repeatedly same thing. Suppose you read one page or 5 pages today and you don't understand 50% of the words. What you would do is you'd go to the dictionary, which you'd say, oh, so boring, I can't do that. Don't do that. Read that same page or those same 5 pages 10 times. With each time, the meaning will become clear, not of individual words, but of the passage. Once the meaning of the passage is clear, you start guessing the meaning of the difficult words. Once you encounter those words again, like somebody said, they read the newspaper every day. So, in the newspaper, you come across many words which you might not understand. You read the newspaper for a few months, you come across that word 10 times, you learn it automatically. When we were learning English as children, we didn't know the word scam, SCAM. Today, if you ask a small child, the child will know what is a scam. How did the vocabulary develop? Not by looking at the dictionary. The vocabulary developed because today everybody is talking about scam all the time. Digital or online, these were terms which I didn't hear when I was in school because these things did not exist at that time. Social media is something which we did not know. How did we learn? Not by looking at a dictionary, but by listening to it again and again and again. First, we could not understand. Then, slowly, we started understanding them. Listening and reading to get first the gist, the meaning, the summary, and then to get, repeatedly the same thing so that in other situations when it comes, you can understand. Suppose after a month or two, you still can't understand, then you look at the dictionary. Make it a habit to look at the dictionary, only look, not read. Look at the dictionary at least one page per day. Open your dictionary, look at the whole page. I have told you this in one of the places where I showed you a page of a dictionary also. And I told you in that video that it is the Universal Dictionary of Reader's Digest because somebody wanted to know which dictionary is it. No problem. If you have a small pocket dictionary, that is also good enough. What you can do is you can look at the words which are familiar, but you don't use them. There you get active vocabulary. You know the word, you start using the word, your vocabulary develops. So that is how we improve. You know, we keep the words and practice them. That is active vocabulary. You will not remember words unless you are comfortable by reading and understanding them again and again. If you learn, 100 words per day or 50 words per day, that's for an examination. Then after the exam, you'll forget the words. But if you use one new word per day and use it throughout the day, you will never forget it ever again. That you must remember. Yes, I told you that, I was shivering in my first lecture. That is nervousness. When you don't know, you feel nervous. I'm happy that you remember. Reading and listening, yes, are inputs for our brain. Writing and speaking are outputs of the brain. That's very well put, very nice. One who sees his own mistakes and corrects himself is a hero. That is excellent. Real philosophy. Okay. I'm your mother, grandmother, anything, any relationship you want to have. You are all very dear to me. So please let us forge relationships. Uh, yes, Kasturi says that learning from newspapers. Yes, letters to the editor. Anything, even if you're buying some peanuts to eat and it is packed in a newspaper, you open that newspaper and start reading, you will learn English. People who can't afford to buy a newspaper, I have seen young boys who are just selling the newspaper, small, small pieces of newspaper in which they pack whatever they are selling, they sit and read. That kind of motivation is so good. It is so powerful. Then let me now see what else we have. You were afraid of reading. I need to talk without hesitation. Please practice. If you need to talk without hesitation, you need to practice a lot. I got a message from somebody who's working, says that I find it really difficult in my job unless I speak. And since I'm not able to speak, I need to improve fast. The more you practice, the faster you improve. If you practice for an hour, it'll take you longer time. If you practice for 5 hours per day, it will take you lesser time. So it all depends on how much you're using the machine which God has given you. Starting from your lungs to your windpipe to your mouth and up to the way the air comes outside. All this is a machine already given to you. Now you have to use that machine. Unless you use it, the machine is not going to function. Listening is good, it's a different machine altogether. Speaking is a different one. So, unless you perfect this, it cannot work. Therefore, you need to perfect by practicing. You will talk without hesitation if you start talking today. You hesitate because your ideas and your speech do not match, they have different speeds. The idea is there, the words are not coming, so you hesitate. Two ideas have gone, only one sentence has come. So you have problem. Therefore, please remember that the more you practice, the better it is. Uh, don't be afraid of anything. If you are afraid of anything, whether as a child or as an adult, then you can't improve. How many words does an English teacher or professor know? I can't tell you, but I can tell you I don't know all the words in the dictionary. I can very honestly tell you that, the libraries have dictionaries which we can't carry. They are so huge in size, at least 4 feet, with such thick, you know, pages. You have to keep it on a table and open. We used to refer to those also when we were students in the university. But we don't know all the words. We don't know all those words. And a dynamic language like English gets new words every day, almost new words. So every year, the new dictionary comes with additional words. And then if you Google it, you will find what are the additions made in the Oxford Dictionary this year, or what are the additions made in any of the dictionaries this year. This way, we can certainly improve. Yes, scam means corruption. You're absolutely right. Then we have what changes in your mind when you start thinking in English? Nothing changes. All that changes is your language choice. Our preference is always to the mother tongue. We are comfortable with the mother tongue because that is what we learned first. But imagine a child who has not learned the mother tongue. People live away from their native country. The child learns a different language, doesn't know the mother tongue at all. It is like a story. Let me share the story with you. Swami Vivekananda used to tell this story very often, that, a lamb was born and the mother died when a lion jumped on it. Then this little baby lamb was brought up. No, it's the other way around. The lion was born when, the mother lion died. And then the baby cub became just like the sheep. It did not realize that it was a lion. Therefore, our upbringing has a lot of impact. If you do not practice, uh, then you cannot learn. It happens even in the mother tongue. We learn the mother tongue naturally because we are exposed to it from birth. In a family where there are more people all the time talking to each other, the child learns the language very fast. In a family where there is total silence, nobody is talking to anybody, the child learns much slower. So you can see, listening is what helps us. Now, let me see some of the other comments. The comments, of course, go very fast. Uh, Newspapers, as I told you, yes, very useful. Uh, how to speak without preparation. There is a video on this. I'm sorry I'm mentioning the videos because in a 1 hour lecture, I can't answer hundreds of questions. So you have to watch these videos. It says extempore, search for extempore, Extempore. Then you will find, I've given you how to speak without preparation. Very clear guidelines are given. You have to have everyday habit for learning English. Again, video is there. Please watch and learn. Then we have uh, from Sri Lanka, Lionel. Very happy you liked the speeches. Uh, those who have practiced speak confidently. Those who haven't practiced do not obviously speak confidently. For confidence, you need a lot of practice. Anything, whether you're playing cricket or you are acting in a movie, you need confidence. If you want confidence, you need practice. You can't go onto the field and start playing cricket on day one. Please remember, you take the bat and you say, today I'm going to play. It doesn't happen. You need to practice. You can't act in a movie by saying, first day, I will act in the entire movie. You have to practice on and on and on till you get better. Therefore, practice is what is important. Now we have, could you please share the names of English songs? There is an entire video where I have given you how to search the song and also the names of the songs and how to get the lyrics of the song. Please watch that video. You will get details. Once you have watched the video, if you still have questions, every video I'm mentioning to you, please watch it. Then leave comments by saying, you said in the live class that I should watch the video, but my doubt is not cleared after watching the video. So this is my doubt. You write a comment there. There I sit quietly and I take my time in answering the comments. It is not a limited period like the live session is. I'm conducting these live sessions very often today because I wanted to interact with all of you to find out what are your problems. I'm getting a lot of inputs about your problems, but I find that in the last 1 year, I have addressed every problem in a video. All the questions you have asked, I think today might be the seventh or eighth live session, special members and open combined. Of these, all the questions that have come have videos supporting them. So, what I would recommend all of you to do is to watch the videos. Whenever you have free time, watch that video which I've suggested. If you forget the video name, watch this recorded version of today's class again. Every class I'm mentioning some video or the other. Watch that, and then to that video you send your comment. Like I told you at the beginning of the class, if I miss out any of your questions because the comments are going up fast, faster than my eyes can move, If I don't answer it in the live session, please give the comment once you get this recorded version of this video on the live column. Go to that live and copy the same question there. I will answer there because there I have a lot of time. Uh, okay, now you won't let me. I'm one story and immediately practice the story. That is very good. You are also writing many comments. That would be wonderful. The greedy dog, the fox, and sour grapes. Excellent. Learning from stories is an excellent thing to do. Make us aware of dictionary use. As I told you just now, you will find in one of the videos the picture of a dictionary page also. Please watch that video. You will find how to develop your dictionary skill, what to do with your dictionary. That you will learn easily when you go there. But this is a good suggestion. I will try to make a video specially devoted to developing dictionary use. Okay, I will do that. Now, Sai Padma is asking for recommend story books. Every book in our culture is an excellent story book. I can't tell you how many books are there. You know, everything is story. You take Panchatantra, for instance, or you take Aesop's fables that comes from the West. Small children have Grimm's fairy tales, Cinderella and Snow White and all that. Here we have every language, we have stories, grandmother's tales. In Bengali, we have, grandmother's stories, a bag of the grandmother. That is how the translation is. Like that, the stories are scattered all around you. All you have, the Ramayana and Mahabharata are huge stories. The lives of great people like Jesus and Muhammad are great stories, their experiences. Now, how many books can I recommend? You tell me. I cannot recommend any single book as a book good for stories. You need to take anything as a story. If you watch a movie, that is a story. If you watch a television serial, that is a story. Now the Nobel Prizes are getting announced. That is a story. Last year, around this time, I visited the Nobel Museum, and it was so beautiful. That is a story. That is my experience. It is a story of my experience. Someday I will share that with you. So you don't really need a book. Stories are all around you. All you need to do is try to recollect the story, whichever language it is, and tell it in English. Tell yourself in English. I have already given a video on some books. All of them are stories. Detective stories, science fiction story, humorous story. All these are there in that video. If you watch and read those novels, that will be wonderful. David Copperfield, Great Expectations, Grimm's Brothers, all these, yes. I have given you a video on Charles Dickens' Oliver Twist. Have you watched? The person who asked me about storybook. Now, if you watch that, you will get a story. I've given you so many videos on storytelling. Each video is a story. There is Savitri, the Greek counterpart, Alcestis. Savitri and Alcestis is a single video. You have the video of Ekalavya. There are plenty of stories already. All you have to do is to use the story. Don't search for a book. What happens, I used to tell my students that you constantly take the notes and Xerox, photocopy them and keep them. But do you ever read them? Do you ever understand what you have photocopied? They had great passion for collecting. They said, Madam, I have notes, 500 pages, photocopy notes. But what are those 500 pages doing for you? That is the problem with all of us. We feel that we need more and more and more. More books, more books, more books. Now, already what we have in our mind is like a million books. Then, can they be used for practice? Yes, they can. If you have problems of practicing, write down in your own language, write it in English, because basic level translation is allowed. Please understand. We say that the first 1 or 2 years of a child's life, but all of you are adult learners, you're not children. Therefore, for you, 1 or 2 weeks of two language formula is good enough. Further, you can, stop doing it. Uh, how much should you practice? Depends on what level you are. And those who speak practice speak confidently. Those who don't practice, no confidence. Absolutely right. So how much should you practice? That is a related question. Depends on your level. If your level is such that you have already got some fluency, then you need to practice less. Suppose you have no fluency, like somebody gave a comment in Hindi, so I told that person that you write the same comment in English. I'll be very happy if you'll make many mistakes in using English. You watch the videos of the special members, you find that every sentence, because they are a small group, every sentence where they make a mistake, I'm telling them what is the mistake and how to correct the mistake. In this way, the more mistakes we make, the better we become. So don't get worried about this. If you practice according to your requirement, this is called needs analysis. Why do I need English? First, decide. I need English for this purpose. How much English do I need? This also, I prepared an entire video on, how much and why and what. All these things you will answer. You will get answers to that. How to overcome anxiety. Speak more in public places. Please go to, every place where people are there, try to speak to them. Suppose they get bored and leave, don't feel insulted. Suppose they laugh at you, don't feel bad. Suppose they ignore you or they avoid you, don't feel bad. Search for new people. We are very sensitive, but to learn a language, you should not be so sensitive. You have to be a little insensitive. Okay, if people are laughing at me, no problem. I want to learn English. If people are, ignoring me or they are insulting me, no problem. I'm not such a great person that I cannot be insulted or laughed at. If you have this attitude, it is very motivating. Then you will be able to overcome the fear of public speaking. If you have a group of friends who are all interested, sit together and every day one person gives a lecture. In this way, you can practice. If you are preparing for an interview, then one of your friend becomes an interviewer, all of you become candidates. Each one has an interview. In this way, if you practice in a group, it is wonderful. But if you don't have anybody, you have yourself. I have given an entire video how to practice on your own alone. No need for anybody. This you can certainly do. Uh, does a compound sentence have two finite verbs? Yes. Compound and complex sentences have two finite verbs. You haven't seen the video which I made simple compound and complex sentence, types of sentences. Please watch. And then, if you don't understand, if you still have confusion, please ask me the question again. It is difficult for me to allot any more time to all of you because I'm spending a lot of time now for YouTube. I have many other engagements. There are lots of other things which I need to do. So it is not possible for me to have a practice session where you can speak. That ability, I don't know. Somebody said that there is a Zoom possibility on YouTube, but in a Zoom possibility, 100 people cannot speak. We have to, for a speaking practice session, we should not have more than 10 to 15 participants. Today, with social media, we are only interested in thousands, not in 10 or 15. Therefore, I would like each one of you to frame your own structure for speaking. Find some people with whom you can speak. Somebody told me in a comment that I live in a village where nobody knows English. Very good. But there are people in the village. So, can you gather your friends and start speaking 5 sentences per day to them? After a week, they will also reply to you by saying yes or no. Then you will develop a community where all of you can sit and practice. Each one of you who's participating today, or each one of you who watches this channel, should attempt to prepare a community like that. Many of you are there who are, seeking partners online. Now, that might be very helpful, I don't know. But I have a warning for you. If you share your details online and somebody misuses that, or the person you're trying to contact is not a person who's a very desirable person, then you will have problems. I don't know any of you. I don't know if there are people who should not be considered as friends. My job is to say something in English. So I'm doing it, good, bad, or whatever. Therefore, I would recommend that you search for partners in known people. Don't search for them online, because online is an area which has many dark secrets. Therefore, be a little careful. I hope I have answered that question about. Could you tell any travel related experience? Yes, I can tell you hundreds and hundreds of travel related experiences. We have very little time. I will tell you, which do you want to know, Europe or USA or Asia or Africa? Because I've traveled to many, many places. And I love traveling, so I do a lot of traveling, sometimes for academic work, sometimes for pleasure. All these are there. If people invite me to speak, I do that. I spoke at USA St. Louis Vedanta Center. That was 10 years back. Then I spoke at Munster University. That was more than 10 years back, I think. All these were there. Last month only, I went to, Puttaparthi, Satyasai University to give a lecture. In this way, travel is something which I do a lot. All of you can also share if you want to travel, if you like to travel, or if you have traveled. Not necessarily only travel experience implies that you have traveled. Within India, I have seen east, west, north, south, all places. One place which I haven't yet seen is Kashmir. I went up to Jammu, but we couldn't go to Kashmir. This must have been about 30, 40 years back. And at that time, there was a landslide and the roads were closed. That place I haven't gone. But from Gujarat to Arunachal Pradesh, even up to the edge, border, it's a place called Khonsa, right near the border. I have been right to the tip of India, that is Kanyakumari. I have been. So I can share many, many experiences with you, but I would like all of you to share your experiences also. That is what the session is all about. Uh, Now, let me see what else do we have. There is no specific book for speaking skills. Speaking cannot be learned from a book. It is like the story of a very learned person going in a boat. He says, "Oh, I have read 100 books on swimming." Then a storm comes, and the boatman says, "I haven't read any books on swimming, but I can swim and save myself. Can you swim?" That Pandit says, "No, I can't swim. I read 20 books, but I can't swim." Same thing applies to speaking. You might read 100 books on speaking, you can't speak. That is why I have prepared many videos on speaking. All the videos on easy English. Go to Speak English Easily playlist is there. Every video will help you to speak. You don't need to use a book for that. I have a problem uh, with a single book. If I want you to read a book, I would like you to read 50 to 100 books on that topic. I remember telling a student that before you come back to me, read these books. And I gave a list of 100 books. She immediately left and ran away. She said, "I cannot read 100 books." Reading a single book is not enough. We can get knowledge from experience, not necessarily limited to books. Books are excellent. There is a great writer in English, Francis Bacon, who lived 400-500 years back. He says some books are to be chewed and digested. That means, his books are like food. You chew it nicely and digest it, it becomes a part of your body. Some books are only for tasting. Some books are, just you look at the book and that's it. But limiting yourself only to a book is not good enough. Uh, your wife is interested in watching the videos. Let me see. Uh, I don't know. The comments are now getting lost. Okay, thank you. I'm very happy with your compliment. Yes, this is right. Ratan Majumdar has given the right comment. Please read the comment. You will know what is there in that video. Chandan Kumar is struggling with confidence issues. There is a video called Speak English Confidently. Please watch that video and then practice. If you have problems after that, then you send a comment. Then I will help you. Nervousness, shaking of voice, these are normal physical reactions of the body. The human body has some reactions. These are normal reactions. Don't get worried about that. Uh, I will share someday, travel experiences. I will make some videos with travel experiences since you are, all of you are interested. Yes, excellent thing is English news. English news helps you to develop political vocabulary, world international affairs vocabulary. It helps you to learn good pronunciation, good grammar, structuring of sentences. Please do all this. I'm watching YouTube videos. Okay, that is very nice. Uh, Doing MA English distance education, yes, if you do a good job. If you are only interested in the degree, then it is no use. If you're interested in the knowledge, then it is very useful. We didn't find people to speak English. I understand. But as I'm telling you, find people who speak your mother tongue and then train them to speak English. All those of you who are watching these videos, I keep telling this to English teachers that if you're watching the videos, you can use the material to teach others English. We have 90,000 plus subscribers. So now we have the possibility of 90,000 English teachers. Every one of you can use these videos to teach others. Uh, yes, reading Anne Frank's diary loudly. Reading and listening is very important. Indians use British English mainly because we were under the British for 200 years. We use British English. If we speak in the US, they say that our English is close to British English. But today, after the computers came, much of it is changing to American English. So a mix is there most of the time. Many Indians stay in the US, so their English is more American English than it is British English. Okay. Now I think we should end. We have exceeded the time very much. Um, I was happy to meet all of you who are here. Let me meet you again. If anybody has, questions which I could not read or could not answer, uh, then please send these in the comment box when the live session becomes a video in the column which is written as live on the home page. There you will find that this live session goes into the video mode. There you can send a comment and I will answer, because I could not answer everybody how to develop grammar, etc. Are repeated questions which I'm helping you. Uh, I could answer a few. I could not answer everybody. And most of the time, whenever you asked, I said, watch a video. So after watching the video, I'm expecting all of you to write comments about your how much the video helped you and how much more of that topic you want to learn. These 2 points you cover in your comments whenever you comment. And whenever you watch a video, leave a comment to practice your English. That's not only to get in touch with me, but that practices your English. Therefore, good night and thank you.